1 year after the murder of George Floyd, where exactly does police reform stand in cities that made bold promises in the wake of protests? Some cities decided to cut their police budgets, while others established departments of armed, non-police social workers who could respond to mental health emergencies. They ended school contracts with police or prohibited the use of tear gas in most police-related encounters, including protests. But in Congress, can the George Floyd policing bill pass, and what will it look like on a local level? Joining me now is the mayor of St. Paul, Melvin Carter. Mayor Carter, first of all, what do you think is the prospects of us getting a George Floyd policing bill passed through this Congress?
I was listening to the Congress members with keen interest because that's the question on all of our minds. I'm one that is really hopeful to see a strong bill that does address qualified immunity, because we know that that's something that's critical and important. We've heard it from so many people, and I think it would be a shame to see a bill move forward without something that addresses that. I guess I would defer to the Congress members. I'm hopeful to see that happen. It feels like the energy that we have in our communities across the country will not dissipate until we see that type of bold, sweeping policy reforms through. And so I think I'll say, if it doesn't pass today, we'll still be here tomorrow. And if it doesn't pass tomorrow, we'll still be here next week, and we'll still be here until it does.
Mr. Mayor, you have instituted a broad slate of police reforms and community engagement reforms related to policing that predate the killing of George Floyd, and many people have touted those as very successful. In fact, many of the things that you have done in the city of St. Paul look very much like the slate of things that people who call for the defunding of the police ask for. Community invested, diverting some funds from policing towards non-police work that could fill in the space. But you have resisted the using the phrase defund the police to describe what you are doing. Why is that? What is different about what you're doing from what these activists are asking for? It looks like what you're doing would be the model for what they're asking for.
Well, I appreciate the question. At some level, what we're doing is, I think, really complex, and it's more complex than I have any three words to define in encapsulated. I'll tell you that our goal is to build the most comprehensive, the most coordinated, and the most data-driven approach to public safety that our city has ever endeavored. And that starts with the police department that we know that we can trust, that we know that we're going to hold ourselves accountable, and that we know that holds itself to the highest standards of public engagement. So we started in the first 100 days of my administration in 2018, well before George Floyd was killed. We revised our use of force policies. The following year, after a string of accidental canine bites, we temporarily suspended our canine department, our canine unit, while we completely did a comprehensive audit of that work. We started social worker co-responders, again, before George Floyd was killed, and partly because we are tired of seeing these videos. George Floyd, we know fully well, wasn't the first, and until we pass meaningful reform at the state, local, and federal level, he won't be the last. And so this is the work that we're doing. I don't think it can be encapsulated in any small slogan or any kind of tweetable phrase. It's just the big work of saying this compact that exists between law enforcement and community must be protected, and it must be considered sacred. And the notion that a public safety system in America that consists of police, prisons, and prosecutors, all of which kick in after something terrible has happened. I have children, and when I think about keeping them safe, it's all about how to prevent something terrible from happening, how to act in the first place. And so we need a much more proactive approach to public safety if we're going to stop the cycles of violence that play out over and over and over again in our African American community. And that's why we've been committed to this work from the beginning.
So how do you take the successes you had, number one, make them permanent and outlast you so that the next mayor can't just reverse on a dime. And number two, how do you bring it to scale? How do you transfer it to other police departments? Are other police departments asking for your consultation on how they can reform their own police departments?
It's all a great question. At some level, there's nothing I can do that some future mayor can't undo. And this is why bringing our community with us is so critical. I can decide anything I want, and whoever the next mayor is can go unravel that. But if we have a population, if we have an electorate, if we have community members and a city full of residents who say, no, 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 this is the way we do it. That wasn't Mayor Carter's thing. That was our St. Paul thing. This is the way we do it in our community. That's how we build lasting change. So engaging people in those processes is important. We're the first and only, our police department is the only law enforcement agency I am aware of on the planet that's engaged community members in a 2-month, two-way conversation about use of force policies should be, what they ought to be, because that has to be a compact. That has to be an agreement between our community members and our law enforcement. We work closely with other mayors around the country, and thankfully we have a police department to work with who's been rooted in community engagement for a very long time. And so we do hear from police departments across the nation. Obviously, we're a long way away from rooting the type of things that we're talking about here in St. Paul at a national level. And I'll admit that we have a ways to go still in St. Paul, because our belief is this work of building trust is just never complete. It's never done, especially when we're talking about something as critical as the life and death matters that this conversation is about.
Mayor Carter, I really want to thank you for being here tonight. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully have you back soon.